After watching this video, you will never fail your driving test for stop signs. In the army, if you're walking around a military base and a patrol guard instructs you to stop, and you continue to walk after the third warning, you may be shot and eliminated from the game. In a driving test, if you fail to stop at a stop sign only once, you are instantly out of the game. Well, not literally like this, but you will receive a mark on your test report sheet which ends your day. Stop sign is this sign, an octagonal sign with a red background, a white border, and the word stop in white capital letters. Stop signs are usually followed by a single white solid line, and by solid I mean this line is continuous, it's unbroken. In rare occasions, you might not see this line, but we'll get to that later in the video. So what are the rules around the stop signs in Australia? At a stop sign, you must come to a complete stop and obey the giveaway rules. Let's break this down and get into a bit more detail. Where do you exactly need to stop? At the line or the sign? You need to stop the car within 1 meter from the line. And that means the bumper of your car can be anywhere from the line up until a meter. So that means this is okay, 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 and this is okay. Because they are all within a meter. But ideally, you want to stop as close as possible to the line. Why? Because you can see this road a lot better. Isn't it too far from the line, Mel?
Oh, sorry, but you said 1 meter from the line, right?
Just notice, it is within a meter from the line and not 1 meter away from the line. So 1 meter away from the line is too far, not good. This is not good, this is not good, this is not good. This is not good as the car bumper is on the line, and this is not good either, as the car tires have crossed the line. So make sure to stop behind the line and check the intersection. Obey the giveaway rules and go in the direction that you plan to go. We will cover all the giveaway rules and scenarios at intersections in a lot more detail in another video. So if you like to know about those scenarios, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out. How to judge distance from the stop line? So I tried this with different sizes of cars to come up with a good answer to this question. And the best thing I found was using the side mirrors as reference points. As a general rule of thumb, when you see the center of your side mirrors aligned with the stop line on the left side or the broken line on the right side, that's a perfect spot to stop your car. If the road is too narrow and you cannot see these lines, use the edges of the road instead and make sure the center of your mirrors are aligned with the edges of the road. This is how it looks from the outside of the car. This is a Suzuki Swift, a Mazda 2, a Toyota Corolla which is a bit bigger than the previous two cars, and a Mitsubishi Outlander which is a really big car. These are different sizes of cars and it works with all of them. Just keep in mind that this is not a set rule and it depends on the height of the driver. Also, when turning left, we know that we need to position the car as close and as safe as possible to the left corner of the curb. For the left turn, because the car is positioned in a diagonal position close to the left, you need to see this line or this edge below your mirror. How far below the mirror? It depends on how wide or sharp the edge of the road is. We will talk about this more in another video, going through the left turn detail. Gauging this distance is something that comes naturally with gaining more driving experience. Doesn't matter which direction you go to. Do you need to always stop first at a stop sign? Yes, you always need to stop at a stop sign, check the road and then proceed at the right time. It does not matter which direction you go to. Left, straight, right, or if you do a U-turn, you must stop first, then proceed. Sometimes the stop sign might be hidden, and that's not because the transport department wants to trick you or anything. It's mainly due to overgrown trees, like in this street. You might miss the stop sign in these kinds of situations. If you miss the stop sign, you shouldn't miss the solid line across the road in front of you. When driving, look out for two things: signs on the side of the road and lines in the middle of the road. Sometimes at certain intersections, you might only see a stop sign and no stop line. This is a very rare occurrence. It usually happens when there are roadworks going on in the area, such as resurfacing or road repairs, and the stop line has been removed. In these cases, they try to put the line back on the road as soon as possible. However, due to various factors, it might take some time for the line to be put back on the road again. Anyway, if you come across such a situation, you must stop your car before and as close as possible to the intersection. So draw an imaginary line connecting the edges of the intersection together and stop in such a way that the bumper of your car stays behind this line, like this. Traffic signs can become faded over time due to weather conditions, as you can see with this slightly faded stop sign. So it's important not to expect all signs to have strong, bold colors. As long as you remain vigilant and watch for signs on the sides of the road and lines in the middle of the road, particularly at T intersections and intersections, you won't miss any important signs. And sometimes you can see the stop line but it's broken in some parts. That could be due to roadworks or the line being faded. Make sure not to mistake it for the giveaway line. If you see a stop sign, it's a definite stop. What if there are some cars lined up and I stop behind them? Do I need to stop again at the line? Sometimes you come across a stop sign at busy intersections and you see many cars lined up. You must stop behind them and then the cars will leave the intersection one by one. When you get to the stop line, you must stop again and check the road before proceeding. This is because the traffic situation may have changed since the front cars left the intersection. The stop signs are located at the locations where a complete stop before proceeding is the safest option for everyone. So even if 50 cars approach a stop sign, each car must come to a full stop right before the stop line before proceeding. Stop signs are on the roads for a few reasons. 1. To provide a safer environment for pedestrians and cyclists to cross busy intersections. 2. To help improve traffic flow at intersections where the flow on the main road is constant. 3. To help drivers take their time and check intersections where visibility is poor. If you approach an intersection with a stop sign where you cannot see the road properly due to parked cars or trees, in the first place make sure you stop as close as possible to the line so you can see the road better. Try to check the road from above the roof of the cars, underneath the cars, through their windows or between the gap of the cars. Also, if you need to move your body up and down or forward and backward, feel free to do so to be able to check the road for oncoming cars. In a nutshell, do whatever you can to see the road from behind the line. If you could see, great. But if you still cannot see the road after doing all these, make sure to stop first and count from 1 to 3, and then roll forward so you can see the road better, and then proceed. If there is a stop sign on the road, usually around the bend or up and down the hill, you might see this sign leading up to the stop sign. This sign tells you that there is a stop sign ahead. Anytime you see this sign, slow down and prepare to stop for the upcoming stop sign. Stop sign is not too far ahead when you see this sign. When driving, you might come across the words "stop ahead" on the road. This is a signal that a stop sign is approaching, preventing you from being caught off guard. So again, slow down and be prepared to stop. Stop word on road. Sometimes, in addition to the stop sign, you will see the word "stop" written on the surface of the road. This is usually for extra emphasis to make you aware that there is a stop sign present and you need to come to a full stop. Stop sign on an electricity post. When there is an electricity post at an intersection, the stop sign might be installed on the post instead of having its own metal post. Regardless, the meaning remains the same. The stop means stop. Two stop signs. At times, when the need to stop is crucial and the traffic conditions are dangerous, two stop signs are displayed to ensure that drivers take notice, as is the case here. A stop sign and red painted area on the road. Also, sometimes you come across a situation like this, where there is a stop sign and there is a red painted area on the surface of the road. The stop line at these red painted areas is the white line at the front, close to the intersection. So you need to stop behind this line and not the yellow line at the back. Some of these red painted areas might not necessarily have the white line. If that's the case, move to the solid yellow line at the front and stop behind that line. For more information about these red parts on the surface of some roads, you can watch this video. Link to the video at the top here and in the description of this video. One-way road and two-way road. Just note that if a road is one-way, you will see this stop line drawn horizontally across the whole road, like this road here. And if the road is two-way, you'll see it just in front of you on the left side of the road, like here. Children crossing. Sometimes while driving, some students mistake this white line for a stop line and suddenly stop in this situation. What happened, Mel?
Ah, you said solid line is the sub line, right?
Oh, no. Let's go.
Oh, sorry, man.
This white line is a stop line, yes, but not a typical one. I'll explain. This is called children crossing, and it is a structure found in school zones. Two lines are drawn on the surface of the road, one on each side. You usually see this on a straight road and not a T section or intersection. These lines are usually followed by red and white bars on the sides of the road, a few on each side. During school hours, which are indicated on the sign, for example 7 to 9 a.m. and 2 to 4 p.m. in this case, these orange children crossing flags are raised on both sides of the road. If school children and their parents want to cross the road, a traffic supervisor, known as a school crossing supervisor, comes to the middle of the road holding a stop sign upright. When encountering this situation, drivers must stop for these people. The white solid lines show where drivers must stop during this time. Drivers must stop behind the line and wait for the children and their parents to cross the road and for the school crossing supervisor to leave the road and hold the stop sign upside down. Once the school crossing supervisor does this, drivers are allowed to start driving. If the school crossing supervisor is off the road but holds the stop sign at a 45-degree angle, drivers must still stop. By holding the sign like this, the school crossing supervisor is indicating that they are about to walk to the middle of the road. If encountering this situation on a Saturday, Sunday, public holiday or school holiday, drivers will not see any orange flags or school crossing supervisors with the stop signs, so they do not need to stop. Also, leading up to a school children crossing, you will see a sign warning you to slow down and drive with caution during school hours. Note that some children crossing have a zebra crossing as well. If you encounter such crossings outside of school hours, pedestrian crossing rules apply, meaning you must stop for any pedestrians crossing or about to cross the road. Stop sign when two roads merge. Stop signs are not necessarily always posted at T-intersections or intersections. Sometimes you'll find them in odd locations where you don't expect them, such as on this road where it merges with another road. Stop sign held by a traffic controller. What would you do when you see a person wearing high visibility clothing standing in the middle of the road and holding a stop sign like this? I hope you said to yourself that you're going to stop. But when you do that, make sure you don't stop too close to the traffic controller. Instead, maintain a longer distance as a matter of respect and to ensure their safety. Car parks. The stop signs may appear in different variations in terms of shape and color. For example, in car parks, they might appear like this. So are stop signs in parking lots enforceable? Yes, absolutely. Stop signs are mandatory signs and are enforceable everywhere they are displayed. Police hand gesture. Police hand gestures are used in situations when traffic lights are out of order or not functioning. When a traffic police officer is present at an intersection and is directing traffic, they will use hand gestures to signal drivers to stop or proceed. Here are some common hand gestures that mean to stop at a specific location. So follow the police officer's orders and stop with a safe distance from them. Rolling at the stop sign. When you stop at the stop sign, all four wheels must be stopped and the vehicle must be stationary. Rolling is the most common reason for failing at a stop sign and is caused by a few reasons. Road is clear. Mel, we just missed the stop sign. We didn't stop.
Oh, sorry, mate. There wasn't any car on the road. Do we still need to stop? Sorry, mate.
This question is often asked by many students. Do we need to stop at a stop sign even if there are no cars on the road? The answer is yes, absolutely. Stop signs are mandatory and must be followed regardless of whether there are cars on the road or not. It can be tempting not to come to a complete stop, but remember to follow the law and stop completely even if there are no cars present. Busy roads. When students see a car approaching the intersection from a long distance, they may feel that stopping completely at the stop sign will cause the distance to become shorter, and as a result, they may need to stop for a longer period of time to find another opportunity to get to the road. However, it's important to take your time and stop at the stop sign, even if it means waiting for another 5 minutes. After all, you're not in a hurry to go anywhere with the examiner. Other cars rolling. Other drivers on roads are not always good role models. Since some drivers don't stop completely at the stop signs, some students think that this is the norm and follow their example. Everyone is responsible for their own actions. Don't worry about other drivers if they don't follow the rules. One day, they will get caught and have to face the consequences. Do you know the rules? Follow them. Do not roll through stop signs or else you will need to book another driving test. Give way mindset. When confronted with a stop sign, do not think about giving way.
Are you serious, mate?
Hang on. Explanation is coming.
No worries.
If you think about giving way at the stop sign, that's what you will do too. You slow down and roll through the stop sign when you don't see any cars to give way to. Instead of giving way, think about stopping at the stop sign. Once you come to a complete stop, then check the road to see if there are any cars to give way to. With this mindset, you will never roll. International students and migrants.
You know, we don't really stop at the stop sign. Back home, no one does.
Let's face it, in many other countries, breaking traffic rules has become a daily habit for drivers and there are no serious penalties for them. I'm not diminishing any countries or nationalities here, but this is the truth. One big group of driver's license applicants and driving school students are international migrants or students who want to convert their overseas driver license to an Australian one. I've heard from many of them that in their home countries they don't really stop for stop signs, or they don't have strict give-way rules like we do in Australia. They have driven in such environments for too long, and not paying attention to traffic rules has become a habit for them. Old habits die hard. But remember, every country has its own set of traffic rules. You need to spend some time learning them and following them. You need to unlearn many traffic rule concepts and learn the new ones that are applicable in Australia. And one of the most serious ones is stopping at the stop signs. A few tips to help you avoid rolling at the stop signs. The speedometer 0 or the dial to 0. Quickly check your speedometer. If it has a digital display, the reading should drop to 0. If it has a dial, the needle should drop completely to 0. Stop and count to 3. Do you have to stop for 3 seconds at a stop sign in Australia? No, this is not a rule, just a strategy created by driving schools to ensure that people really stop at the stop signs. And this is a good strategy if you follow it correctly. Make sure to bring the car to a complete stop, and while the car is stationary, count from 1 to 3 with this pace. 1, 2, 3, and then drive off. Make sure you don't roll while counting.
1, 2, 3.
Also, don't rush and count too quickly.
1, 2, 3. Go.
And of course, stopping and counting from 1 to 3 is only advisable when the road is clear. If there are many cars on the road, you might need to wait until the road is clear, no matter how long it takes. Approaching too fast. Cars on the road communicate with each other through various means such as indicators, speed, car position, flashing headlights, eye contact, and hand gestures. At the stop signs, you need to come to a full stop and follow the give-way rules. One way to communicate the message of stopping is by approaching the stop sign slowly. Make sure to always look ahead, notice the stop sign, and then slow down before coming to a complete stop. This is very important because if you approach the sign too quickly, it can cause 3 problems. 1. Rough brakes. You will have rough brakes in order to stop the car, and that's a mark down in a driving test by itself. Also, by having rough brakes, the car behind you might get a sudden surprise and hit you. 2. Examiner's intervention. If you approach a stop sign too quickly and the examiner does not perceive that you are planning to stop, they may press the brakes of the car. If you are using a driving school car, I stopped you because there is a stop sign here.
Sorry, man.
Or they may prompt you to slow down and stop if you are using your own car. Slow down, stop here. There's a stop sign here.
Sorry.
If this happens, the test is over. And if that happens, please don't argue with the examiner telling them that you are about to stop, as the examiners don't buy that. If you couldn't communicate that message clearly to the examiner, you haven't done it right.
Sorry, man.
Other drivers panic. And lastly, if you drive too quickly towards the stop sign, other drivers on the main road may panic. They are unsure if you know the traffic rules or if you have noticed the stop sign and plan to stop. This can cause an interruption to the flow of the traffic, and they might suddenly hit their brakes and get rear-ended by the cars behind them. This is a real footage of a driving lesson that I had with one student, and the student mentioned that he panicked by the way that this car approached the stop sign. So make sure you approach the stop sign slowly and don't make other drivers panic. Stopping for too long. Stopping unnecessarily for too long at the stop sign when the road is clear is not a good thing either, and it's a mark down in a driving test. Man, there are no cars. What are we waiting for?
I was just counting. Sorry.
Count from 1 to 3, and if the road is clear, move.
1, 2, 3. Go! Idiot.
Mel, you didn't stop. You missed the stop sign again.
Oh, I thought it was a giveaway.
This is what Mel saw earlier. He missed the stop sign, the stop word, and the solid line. He then checked the left window of the car, but couldn't see any lines through it. After that, he checked the right mirror and noticed the broken line. As a result, he concluded that this was a giveaway area and that the stopping wasn't necessary. When driving on a two-way road, always make sure to identify the correct line in front of you. If you ever find yourself unsure whether you are approaching a stop or a giveaway sign, assume it's a stop sign and stop your car. This way you will be doing the right thing if it is indeed a stop sign. And you will only get a minor mark for unnecessary stopping if it turns out to be a giveaway sign. Oh, you just missed the stop sign, Mel. You didn't stop.
Oh, I did. I stopped.
Oh no, come on, Mel. The next video discusses the giveaway sign and the differences between that and the stop sign. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more information. Explanation is coming.
Sure, no worries. Red light.